Hey guys, I am DC, your host of Barside Jive Live. Today is Tuesday, January 21st, 2020. It's a brand new decade, brand new year. We're more than halfway through the month, and Valentine's Day is coming. Boo.
Boo.
No, it's a good thing.
All the chocolate.
It's a good thing, yeah.
Unless you're the kid of a florist.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Lots of freaking deliveries. That's
Valentine's,
right.
Mother's Day, and
Ooh-wee.
homecoming.
Yeah. You know, guys, we are happy that you chose to hang out. We mean that. We're very happy that you chose to hang out here for this Tuesday night show that we do at the very cool Vocal Media Studios in North Dallas, Texas. This show happens at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time every freaking Tuesday, and hope that you will come back every week for more. This show features some of the very best cover tribute bands in America. By the way, you can now download my shows on Apple iTunes. That would be Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and TuneIn. If you happen to be listening to us as a podcast right now, I mean like audio only, you can watch the show by just going to vocalnow.com. And remember, vocal is misspelled intentionally with a
big old fat K.
That's right, Boner. Vocalnow.com with a K, and then click on the Barside Jive image at the top of the app, at the top of your browser. And you can always watch any of my content on demand at YouTube, youtube.com, Barside Jive Live. And remember, it's very important, Barside Jive is sponsored by
The Zoo.
On Vocal.
Yes, Zulu, that would be the world's best rock and can be streamed 24/7, 365. And I did say streamed all over the world, even in Iran, at vocalnow.com, vocalnow.com. Zoo Freaks get classic rock, deep cuts, B-sides, last tracks. Stuff you're never going to hear on an FM station. Plus, the cool thing here is you can avoid all those back-to-back, boring-ass, long-ass, 7 to 8 minutes worth of commercials between the songs. No kidding. Be sure to check out my merch. I've got tees and hoodies available at bradjensenart.com. That would be Brad, Jensen, art.com. Click on DC's gear, check it out, make your purchase. And then once all your money's run out, then go check out Brad's stuff because it's pretty cool too. It's my show.
It is.
But you make cool stuff.
I do.
Tonight I have the half tones guys in the studio, but first, where'd it go? Let's talk some rock and roll news. The night the Rolling Stones met the Beatles, guys, former Rolling Stones bassist Bill Wyman recalled the moment when he looked up during an early performance and saw none other than the Beatles in the audience. That's right, guys, the Beatles. And I've got a photo just for you. There you go. The iconic meeting took place at the Crawdaddy Club in the Station Hotel in Richmond, England on April 14, 1963. The Beatles had already logged 2 number 1 UK hits, Please Please Me and From Me to You, while the Stones were still 14 months away from their first visit to the top of the charts with It's All Over Now, according to Bill Wyman. Halfway through the set, we kind of glanced up, and there were 4 silhouetted, leather-clad persons standing just in front of the bandstand, in amongst all these kids who were all dancing and playing around, he said, noting that John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr were being totally ignored by the audience. Hard to believe, right? It's true. I turned around to Charlie Watts and I said, it's the Beatles. They had like 2 or 3 big number 1 hits, and they were like the rave of England at that time. So when we finished our set, we got to chatting with them and had some beers, of course. Had some beers because it is No, it wasn't Barside. Previous episode. Sorry, Bree. Barside means bring alcohol. Bar, B-A-R.
Again,
Bar.
Barside is in your own name, which means you should be supplying your own.
I get it. You know, I don't give a crap about dry January. Okay, so when we finished our set back to Bill Wyman, we got to chatting to them and had some beers, and they stayed for a second set. And afterwards, we all went back to the flat in Chelsea where Mick and Keith and Brian lived at the time. We hung out all night playing blues music, just talking about music, and became great mates. Friends. Despite press attempts to illustrate a feud between the two bands, when does the press not try to screw stuff up, right? The media. It was Harrison who recommended that Decca Records, which famously rejected the Beatles, should sign the Stones, helping secure their path to success. I guess I owe it all to George Harrison. Go figure.
Go figure.
And guys, that wraps my rock news for this Thursday. If you like my rock music news, then Tuesday and Thursday 7:30 p.m. shows right here at Vocal are the place to be. My news is short, to the point, no fluff, no PC, and it's all about rock and roll. Plus, for the dudes, I always try to include some pictures so you can relate. Helps me, helps you. We're on the same team here. If you like rock and roll history, then turn on and tune into my daily dose of rock music simply by checking out my Facebook page, facebook.com/Barside Jive Live. If you'd like to check out my Daily Dose archives, it's easy. Just go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com, Barside Jive Live, and look in that Daily Dose playlist for more rock music history from me. Howdy. It's time for the Deepsy Gypsy. Yeehaw.
Line 'em up and let's take a shine. We got some drinking to do. Yeah, you know what'll hit the spine. Boy, you're my kind of booze. You and me like top shelf liquor. Bottled up with.
See, I told you.
Here we go again, guys.
Here we are with Bree Akers once again, the Tipsy Gypsy,
And-
front and center, Barside Jive
DC
Live.
Sound Machine.
Yeah,
Hey, that's a rap band from the 90s, right?
yeah,
DC Sound Machine?
yeah, yeah.
No.
He worries me sometimes.
Oh, that's
He's
fun.
worse than a child.
That's fun. That's fun.
Maybe I can like make a deal with him. If I bring alcohol, he can't use the sound machine.
Or you're in control of the sound machine.
Ooh, that would hurt. That would hurt.
Oh,
That would hurt. Hang on, that would hurt.
Awkward.
What's happening in the world of booze there, Bree Akers?
Well, this is y'all's last week of dry January with me.
What?
I know. Even though there's one more week of January left, I will not be here. But it's okay because next week you'll get some field trip videos that are going to show you how
Love
to
field
make some
trips.
badass cocktails.
Mm-hmm. And me and Boner and Brad.
Yeah.
We'll
Thanks.
we'll do shots.
The guy right across
Yeah, you
from.
guys-
We'll do
can
shots
do
in
shots.
celebration of the
Yeah.
next month.
Yeah. That'd be
Perfect.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we going to bring?
I'll bring some.
I'll bring something
So he
too.
says.
Okay.
Got
I'll-
to stock Barside Jive.
Hey.
So yes, guys, tonight and Thursday night, I will be bringing
Jaeger
you
would be good.
one
Well,
or your final mocktails. But tonight, I forgot DC's vodka, so he's an angry elf.
oh
And
man.
he's got to do the show sober. Darn.
He's an angry host.
Yeah, an angry host.
Yeah. I mean, what is the show? What's a show being sober? I mean, it just can't happen.
You're just supposed to get into the theme. It's like a theme party. Yay, dry
Oh.
January.
Yay. Yay.
Which
Yeah.
I'm sure all of you at home participating are feeling
Yay.
amazing right about now.
feeling
Yeah, I'm sure they
awesome.
are. They're pretty amazing.
I haven't had any
I'm really rich.
liquor this month, so
It makes a difference. But tonight, guys, I have a easy cocktail for you. This comes from the sparkling water company called Ice. This is their mango and orange flavor. And we just added a little bit of fresh muddled blackberries to it to give it that fruity, awesome flavor. But their
It's
brands
tasty
are
and
all
delicious.
0 sugars, 0 carbs, 0 calories, all that good stuff. But they add a little bit of electrolytes and vitamins and stuff in that. So
electrolytes, those are good for you.
Yeah.
I just want to compliment on the color.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Brad.
I
I,
think,
I like your contribution.
you know, I try.
Those
I like the
electrolytes,
color.
they're good for you.
They are. I like the color.
Oh, don't start.
As
You're not
opposed
going
to not good for you.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to segue into this Pilates crap again.
I think we
You
should.
get your hand hooked behind your
No, that
ear.
was my leg. It got stuck.
yeah, after an intense Pilates session,
Intensive.
You're
That,
gonna,
you're gonna need some electrolytes.
yeah, you're gonna need
Yeah.
some electrolytes.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
Also, when you puke, you need electrolytes afterwards.
And originally, that's
Word.
what ELO was, Electrolytes Orchestra.
Well, I can tell this show
Maybe
is just
someone's
going to
not
fall apart
participating
here
in
any
dry
moment.
January. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm used to getting my segment hijacked. Like,
You know
whatever.
what? We really need Whataburger to sponsor us.
We do, because I could go for a.
They could like bring burgers in every show, and we could
Uber
like.
Eats.
I think they'd do that. All
Yeah.
you got to do is ask them, man.
I need to talk to the manager at the local Whataburger. Where's one that's close?
Jay?
Jay, do you know where the local? Yeah, Jay. Jay, do you ever go to Whataburger?
He goes 7-Eleven.
So, I think he's going to meet a chick.
I'd totally be down for a Slurpee. I mean, I'm
Oh,
not opposed
that's
to it.
Oh,
Would
he
be
won't.
good.
He won't. You got to ask Ken. It's like prying.
Boozy Slurpees? Come on.
It's like
Slurpees
prying
are
nails
great.
out of a coffin to try to get him to tell you what he's getting. What, you know. You saw me.
I did.
I had to ask him over and over. What are you getting? What do they
I think you're
have?
just
He just
trying-
laughs and keeps
I think
walking.
you're just trying to torment him because it's freezing outside.
No, I really want to know. I was thinking about getting something like one of those Herbies or something.
Huh?
Those Herbies.
Say what?
Herbies, those sandwiches, you know.
You got Boner's attention
I
when
don't
you
think you
said
get those from
herpes.
sandwiches.
Not herpes. Herbies.
It sounds like you're saying.
Oh my god.
He probably doesn't answer your questions because you're so intrusive. Just like you wouldn't lay off Brad, and all he did was go to the bathroom. But you're like, "Where'd you go?" Where'd you go?
Okay, thanks for bringing that up to
Yeah,
everybody.
you're welcome.
Was it number 1 or number 2?
Well, actually, it's number one because
It was all the electrolytes.
Yeah.
He needed to replenish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were wanting out.
Wow.
So that's why we brought electrolytes.
Could you add electrolytes to coffee?
Maybe. I don't know how that works.
I don't know. That's a tipsy gypsy thing.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I mean,
Coffee.
She's my source of
There's
Coffee.
coffee like liqueurs and stuff. So
Hey,
you know,
we need
Yeah.
to do that for February.
Why?
coffee.
Coffee liqueurs.
It is finally getting cold.
Mm.
Yeah.
So coffee would be.
Oh, that'd be kind of good.
Okay.
Anyways,
Guys, this week I only have one
Sounds good.
update for you in the booze world.
we can make our own
Do we have
Irish
any
whiskey.
events?
No, I don't have any events for you.
We can make our own Irish cream.
Yeah, we should make an Irish cream.
We should.
I'll just play your sound. Here we go.
I got some whiskey.
Not here,
No, not here.
but we actually briefly started talking about this earlier. But Bud Light released their seltzer and is officially in stores and on the market.
What does it look like in the can? Or what does the can look like? Now, what does it look like in the can? Because
It's pretty modern.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
Can you tell it's Budweiser?
It says Bud Light like
Oh, it's Bud
on the
Light.
can, Bud Light seltzer, but they've got think black cherry and mango, and I can't remember 2 other flavors that I saw.
I like black cherry.
But it is kind of interesting because Anheuser-Busch.
I like wild cherry.
Anheuser-Busch also
He's
owns
worse
Bon
than
and
me.
Vive.
I like cherry.
I give up, guys. Good night.
No, I can't. It's not time yet.
Okay, so Anheuser-Busch owns Bon and Vive, which is another seltzer brand. And so they're actually tapping into more market share by releasing a Bud Light version. And so now they own 2 seltzer companies.
Wow.
Yeah.
He said-
It's huge, right?
She said tapping
It's like blown up.
and cherry.
It's expected to be a $2.5 billion industry, or just like of seltzers alone. And
Wow.
It's crazy how quick it took off, too.
And because of like it being low calorie and low carbs and low sugar and stuff like that, it's also helped boost, ironically, the sparkling water category.
Nice segue.
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
So that's why you're seeing a whole bunch of other sparkling water
Thank
people
you, Vanna.
pop up.
You know
You're
I try.
welcome. I know. And so
Wow.
here we are,
It's
dry January.
yeah.
And then once you're done, you can go to your seltzers.
Yeah. Wow. They are rather tasty.
I'm telling you, they're not bad.
No, this one is. Well, the one earlier, the other one was what?
Watermelon and strawberry.
Yeah, the watermelon was tasty too.
Yeah. Jolly Rancher.
Jolly Rancher and water. Oh, Brad. All right.
Well, yeah.
What else do we have?
That's it. You know, just go follow me on Instagram at
Where
At
it's the tipsy
Gypsy.
Gypsy.
And when you're there, you can maybe like find DC and go follow him too.
If you're already following her,
Maybe.
I get the leftovers.
Yeah.
That's why my followers are so minuscule compared to hers. Well, plus I'm a dude,
Yeah.
an old dude. And that probably doesn't help me any. But, okay, so Bree will be going out next week. We've got a couple of, when we did a field trip, we've got a couple of clips from the field trip we did a while back at Stockyards.
Mm-hmm.
Now City
Saloon.
Yep.
City Hall.
Now City Hall Saloon.
Yeah. And so we'll do those in Bree's absence. But have a safe trip.
Thank you.
Because where are you going?
Going to the Keys, guys,
The
for Mile Zero
Keys.
Fest. So if you're going to be
Wow.
down there too, listening to all the music.
A lot of country music down there, guys. A lot of country.
Country, rock, Americana. It's not all country. Calm
How can they
down.
fit all those people on those little bitty islands?
Well, it's interesting, to say the least.
Bunk beds.
Yes. But yes, 3,500 of us will be down there for 5 days.
3,500.
Oh, I thought it'd be about like 35,000 people down there.
No, their amphitheater, it's actually really a cool place to see it. The amphitheater, they max it out at 3,500 people.
Oh, okay.
And it's not even like crowded
Yeah.
when it's maxed out. But the beauty of the festival is about 10 bars are in on it, and
Mhm.
only festival goers can get into those bars. So the artists play more intimate shows when
Oh, sweet.
they're done at the amphitheater. And
Yeah.
it starts at every day at 11 a.m. and goes till about 5 a.m. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have
Cool.
a good one.
thanks.
Yeah.
We'll see you when you get back.
Yes.
Are you going to FaceTime us while you're there?
I probably will. Like I said, I'll probably be wasted chomping on pizza. Like,
Remember the
Okay.
time change, time
It'll be
difference.
fitting for our
oh, yeah,
segment.
there's an hour difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye.
That'd be awesome. I like some pizza.
And here he is, the legendary, the extraordinary, the one and only artist Brad Jensen.
Oh. I didn't know where you're going with that.
I didn't know either when I started.
It's like, who's he going to introduce? How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. How's
You know
Bree?
what?
I'm
Bree
great.
is
I'm great.
Yeah.
Bree's always fine. I bet that you've got some art Jive Live.
I do.
Great.
Yeah, we're going to discuss. Do you have all the visual aids?
Yeah. Where was that photo?
Before I
Hang on.
say the name.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I've got it queued up.
All right.
Let me know.
Let's do it. This week we're going to be discussing the dark side of the moon.
Like that one?
That one right there.
Absolutely.
And it was released in March 1st, 1973.
Is it-
Bree, do you know who this is?
It's a triangle.
Do you know which band it is?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that. The Dark Side of the Moon design is another product of the creative team, Aubrey Powell, and this is a very cool name, what I'm about to say. I'd like to kick my parents for not naming me this. Storm Ferguson. Storm Jensen. Wouldn't that be cool? Anyways, and they had a company called Hypnosis. There you go, Storm. And they were responsible for a number of album covers, the artwork for a number of different bands, and one of them was do that when I finish this name, do that, okay? Get Keto ready. One of the ones they did was Led Zeppelin's House of the Holy. There we go. Spiritual. If it had been a little bit quicker, that would have been better. The original design emerged from Powell's and Thorgerson's practice of conducting, which I think we all need to do. They conducted these brainstorming sessions that started late in the evening and would go on to like 4 in the morning. And Hypnosis, that was the name of their company, had been given minimal creative direction from the band. All they got was do something clean, elegant, and graphic.
Funky.
So the two guys went back to their studio, and one night, what's he doing?
It was Boner.
Boner's jacking.
Clean.
That's how we'd all describe Boner.
Yeah, clean. Anyways, so it got me sidetracked. They're in the studio and they're trying to, come up with some ideas. And Powell showed a black and white photograph of the prism with the color being projected through it, and they thought that was a really great idea. As we have the janitors walk through the studio, clean. That's a great sound. And Hypnosis presented the idea along with, and this one I did not know, they also presented the prism idea along with a feature of the Marvel comic book hero, the Silver Surfer. Can you imagine if the band would have chose the Silver Surfer for their album cover than this? It wouldn't have had the same effect. So the band immediately chose the prism idea. And then Walters, if you have the other photo, Walters also suggested, because this is what they called a gatefold album, where it folds up like a gate.
Somebody else did use the Silver Surfer, but Marvel made them change the album cover.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now who it was. It was one of my Rock News articles recently.
Until you remember, you want to just let me finish my...
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Forgive me.
Walters suggested, you got the other photo ready? On the gatefold is with the heartbeat, the lines going through like a heartbeat that you would see in the hospital. And that's on the gatefold.
I don't think that's it.
No.
I think we better stick with this one.
Yeah, just stick with that one right there. Anyways, if you get the album, you open it up, and on the inside, there's the same colors that make a heartbeat like you'd see on a heart monitor in the hospital. It goes
like
through
an EKG, like a cardiogram.
Yeah, but it's like, and I forgot what it's supposed to represent.
How'd it go? That's pretty good.
You can see my blood pressure rising every time DC interrupts me.
And then also on the inside, which is really cool, and this is the thing that I really miss about the albums that we don't have anymore. They're making a comeback. The sales have increased, and but is the cool factor of not only did you have the cool artwork, but on the inside, a lot of the bands would put like little hidden treasures, and that's what they did with Dark Side of the Moon, because the name of the band or the name of the album was not anywhere on the outside jacket, and which I thought was a great idea.
Does Joe Satriani ring a bell?
Joe
Satriani.
There you go.
musician, guitarist.
Yeah, he had to change it.
Oh yeah,
Surfing
Okay.
with the aliens.
Surfing with the aliens. Yeah. And he used that.
yeah.
Silver Surfer.
Probably should have got permission. They're funny that way. Anyway, so but what was really cool about this album
Thank you, Bree.
is, thank you, Bree. Is a lot of the record stores were putting the album covers in their windows, and so that really drew a lot of attention. And
Oh, yeah.
Then another side note to that was a lot of the fans of the band were also taking that and putting tattoos and painting their cars and with that same design on their cars or on their body with the tattoos.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which is really cool. They took the visual interpretation and did what they wanted to do with it. But it is Dark Side of the Moon is held as one of the greatest albums and most influential albums ever. And the mystery of the album, the cover album art remains even to this day. People look at it. It's like all good art. It never goes away. It's always there intriguing you, and there's a mystery about it. And it's always open to interpretation. And that's what we have for tonight was Dark Side of the Moon.
Very cool. So one more time.
Thunder or Dark Side of the Moon? Oh, there it is. But yeah, it's a great album. Listen to it in the studio today, and but yeah, so go check it out. It's good.
Great job there, Brad.
Youngsters, go check it out. It's a great album.
I don't know what we'd do without you.
I appreciate that. I'm sure you can come up with something.
No.
And Bree, you didn't interrupt me at all. I was open for some jabs or something.
I mean, I was busy Googling the Silver Surfer album.
How did you find it?
Google.
Okay. She's like, Google.
I Googled it. How did I Google it? On the Google.
Dumbass.
I just put Silver Surfer album cover.
So that's how you found it. Silver
Yeah.
Surfer album cover.
But I
Okay.
went to Google first. So
Okay, well, good. See, that's good.
Yeah. Encyclopedias aren't around anymore. So here we go.
Right. Thank you, Bree.
Googlepedias.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, guys.
well, thank you, DC.
Very much.
Appreciate you.
You sticking around?
I guess so.
All right.
Man.
We'll have to
We're
have
gonna
our
have-
meeting after
We're
the
going to
show.
have an after party.
Absolutely.
I'll stick around because I got snacks to keep eating.
Hey,
Do you really?
Snacks.
I got like a handful of almonds left.
Oh, God.
I thought you meant snacks.
Oh,
like
God. I thought it was
pizza
something good.
and bacon and
Yeah.
man, bacon
You guys
would
saw
be
me eating
good.
carrots and broccoli earlier.
I
So
know.
did you really think
Yeah, I
had
saw
something
that
good?
I
rabbit
thought you were
food.
going to have some fun stuff after that, but okay.
All right, guys.
So
you
you
know what
want
it's
us to-
time for?
Time for us to get out of here.
It's time for Live Music Showcase, baby.
Yeah. Baby.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, baby.
Okay, let's go. Man, looky there. Hey guys, welcome back. And my guest today is Dave DePaul and Steve Palmer of the Halftones. The Halftones are a high, thanks Boner. Boner just loves people. The Halftones are a high-energy classic rock and blues cover band formed in 2013 that now plays 40 to 50 shows a year around the DFW Metroplex. From the very beginning, they decided to take a plug-and-play approach. That reminded me of something. To music like the old school rock and blues artists did back in the day before the technology boom started. Scratch and sniff. Where I was going. One of the things they wanted to, the clones, right? Don't
we
get
understand.
your boner. One of the things they wanted to do right out of the gate was to cover a wide range of artists from the 60s, now we're talking, to even the early 2000s to take a slightly different approach to the cover band music scene. The goal was to be able to take the audience, you guys, on a little musical journey and appeal to a large age bracket, not just the classic rock fans. And at the same time, remembering that you have to strike the right balance and play what people want to hear. The band has a large range of influences because their members come from all over the country and range in age from 27 to 55 years old. Interestingly, only one member of the band is originally from Texas. They are a 4-member band, 3-piece plus vocals, so they take a lot of influences from the power trios like Cream. Oh, love some Cream. ZZ Top, Boner.
Yeah.
The James Gang, Jimi Hendrix, among others. The original 3 members, lead vocalist, guitarist, and bass player, have been in place since the start and originally come from Connecticut, Hawaii, and Fort Worth, respectively. The band's drummer is from Tennessee and moved to Texas just a couple of years ago. The band has had members from California, Wisconsin, and Ohio, as well as they have all contributed to not only the song catalog, but the style of play and approach to playing live in a very busy music scene in Dallas-Fort Worth. Some of the artists that these guys cover include Zeppelin, Skynyrd, Hendrix, Stevie Ray, Cream, ZZ, Tom Petty, The Cars, Chicago, Sublime, Lenny Kravitz, Chili Peppers, Stevie Wonder, Stones, these long lists kill me, The Kinks, Beatles, love me some Cheap Trick now, Black Sabbath, The Who, Pearl Jam, and the blues greats, Freddie King, wow, Buddy Miles, Albert King, Junior Wells, and Muddy Waters. Man, great bands and great blues acts in that list. So let's welcome the Halftones to Barside Jive Live.
Hey, man.
Welcome,
How you
guys.
doing?
Hey. How are you?
That band sounds awesome.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
They have a longer biography than their shows.
Yeah. I tell you, the list is quite long, but when you're doing long sets like that, you got to have a lot of material in the catalog, right?
You got to mix it up, man, and it keeps it fresh for us too.
Right. Right. Man, you're all over the place musically. I love that, you guys, go from the 60s all the way to pretty much current rock. I love the 60s stuff. I mean, I'm a huge fan of, there's so many. The Association and the Byrds and the old Bob Dylan stuff and the Mamas and the Papas and all those, sometimes we lose sight of. I mean, you think of the Janis Joplins and the Jimi Hendrixes, but, like the Association, people forget about those kind of bands, and the Byrds and Buffalo Springfield. I mean, so many that, so much good stuff out there.
It's tough, man, because you've got to find a way to sneak those songs in. Those aren't necessarily the songs that people are running out to hear anymore.
Right.
And but you sneak them in for yourself, and there's always a few guys in the audience that say, "Yeah, all right, that's good," but you can't do a whole show.
No,
unfortunately.
No,
we unfortunately don't play any of the bands that you just mentioned, but we'll work on it.
Oh, that's all right. But they all had, if you turned on the AM radio back in the '60s, you heard those hits from those guys, and I just posted one from the Association. What did I post? Anyway, but I just love listening to them again because it's just such awesome material.
Real music,
the Beach Boys.
Yep.
Yeah, the early Beach Boys stuff. God, it's just good.
That was when it was all real.
Yeah. Well, guys, let's start off by introducing all the band members.
Sure. So I'm Dave DePaul, vocals, and fader jockey. Set up the equipment, break it down.
Turns the knobbies.
Turns the knobs.
Few of those.
Well, digital knobs these days.
Yeah, right.
Digital.
Then we've got Steve here on guitar and Steve's vocals and lead vocals on a number of songs, background harmonies. Just terrific player. Wade Rogers is from Fort Worth, so he's our bass player. He was also an original.
Right.
Real music buff. You would like Wade a lot. You guys could probably talk music for hours.
Yeah.
And
You'd need a 4-hour show for Wade.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't bring him.
And you wouldn't be able to talk.
that's right.
Oh well, yeah, we'd fight. Yeah, no, I read each of your bios, so it was kind of interesting.
And then we got Robert on drums, and so
Right.
he's our young guy. He's
Right.
he's a 27-year-old.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know you thought I probably would.
Oh
but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a
Right off, I thought you were him. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Dave. Yeah, you bet I did.
So, now, but before Robert, we've had a few drummers come in, all leaving on good terms. But
Right.
life gets in the way.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not doing this for a living.
Yeah.
We're a cover band, and
Yeah.
guys get promoted or guys move, and
Have
that's-
families.
That's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
but
shit
it's
happens.
fun. You get to play with other people, and you learn new things. Everyone that comes along, and it's been great. It's been a cool little ride.
Yeah, y'all been at it a while.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you give the audience, because I think it sounds like a real common question, and I know it is, but I think people really are interested to know how this music thing started for you guys. So if you don't mind, Steve, why don't you start off? Just, how old were you and how did it happen?
Yeah. So, music for me, it's always been something I loved ever since I was a little kid.
How old?
Let's see, when I was, I want to say in the third grade, I don't remember exactly how old I was then, but I was in the third grade, and I all of a sudden decided I wanted to sing in a choir,
Oh,
which was, it was interesting. It was kind of a surprise to my parents.
Right.
But I auditioned for, I grew up in Hawaii. There was, I think something at school or something, came home with a brochure or something. There was it was the Honolulu Boy Choir. And they were world famous. And I wanted to audition for it. And I made it in, and I sang in the boy choir until I was, I think in about middle school. And it was a good musical education for me, just learning how to sing and just learning about music in general.
right.
And most of all, performance. We performed shows. I think we performed about 50 or 60 shows throughout the year. So, at a very young age, just being in front of an audience and dealing, with stage fright and all that stuff early kind of set things up for me. But when I was a teenager, I discovered rock music. And the first thing I wanted to do was learn how to, the first thing I wanted to do was learn how to play the drums. And then my parents quickly said, no, you're not going to do that. That's very loud and expensive.
We've got neighbors.
But exactly. My dad had an old acoustic guitar, and so that was kind of next on the list of things to learn. And so I started picking up the guitar and mostly just taught myself through listening to the bands that I liked. It was the grunge days, so I was listening to a lot of Nirvana and Pearl Jam and all that stuff, and just listening along to the records and trying to figure stuff out. Never really had much interest in taking lessons or anything. Mostly just self-taught. But yeah, that's that kind of brought me up through about the the time I became old enough to go to bars and started seeing some live bands, and one of my best friends in the world at the time, he was taking some lessons from a guy. This is still back in Hawaii. His name is Art. Shout out to Art if he's watching. And he was just this phenomenal blues guitar player, and had a 3-piece band. They played at a bar, and I, from probably about 2 or 3 songs in, saw what they were doing. I said, I want to do that.
Right.
And so we got introduced, and we've been lifelong friends since then. He was actually in my wedding. He's a great guy, and he basically taught me about the blues. He taught me about playing guitar. Not just emulating the the things that I heard, on the radio, or reading out of charts or books or anything like that. It was really just learning how to play with my ear,
Right.
and with really sounds cheesy, but playing with your soul,
Right.
and really not thinking about it as you're doing it. As I said, he had a band that played once a week. I started taking some lessons from him, and he had me sit in with his band after the first few weeks, which was huge. Taking lessons from somebody and having them put you on stage and say, okay, go perform what you know, or what you just learned. So
Right.
yeah, and that's that was about going on 20 years, I think. So it's been
Wow.
yeah, that kind of got me to where I am today here, with the Halftones.
Well, and he's a huge reason we have such a blues influence as well.
Yeah.
Which is amazing to me because obviously he's a younger guy, but
Very
to come
young,
in,
yeah.
but to come in with that rich history.
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
right,
blues, and
right.
I always
What
thought
an
that was really
asset.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
What about you, Dave? How did you get your start?
man, I don't have quite that story. I mean, I actually grew up as a baseball player.
Really?
So yeah, and I played through college, and that's what I thought I was going to do. And but I always loved music, and loved singing. I lots of influences, growing up in the '70s, so '60s, '70s music, and then of course '80s. I tried to avoid some of that while it was going on.
Yeah.
But I got involved singing. Actually, I was living overseas for work, and I met a few buddies that were in bands. I was in Tokyo, of all places, and then later in Australia, and I met some guys that were in bands, and I loved singing. And one night, he allowed me to get up, and I fell in love with it. And I said, I got to figure out how to do this. And so that kind of went dormant for a number of years, and I was working for a living, like anyone else. But I started my own business here in Dallas, and I said, you know what, I've got to do this. And honestly, going back when I guess the first band I was in was around 2010, 2011. This is before the Halftones. I didn't know anything about it, right? You don't know how to get started. And my buddy had a band that he put together just for his dad, and his dad's in his 70s. So my buddy Brad put together a 50s band for his dad, and they had always wanted to play together, and that was a very musical family.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy was a punk player of all things. He does country and punk, so this motley crew of guys came together for his dad, and he asked me if I would do lead vocals, and I said, yeah, man, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And I did it, and that's where I started learning and getting over the stage fright and all of those things. And I'll never forget this. The second show that we ever played and that I ever played live, the first show was at in a parking lot of some car dealership, right? So it was perfect. The second show, he somehow booked us in the Grand Ballroom at the Wyndham Atoll in Dallas, and the United Way was having their 50th anniversary luncheon.
Wow.
So our set was from 12 to 12:10. We had a 10-minute set. They said we could do 3 songs, and there were 1,500 people in there,
Wow.
all in business suits in the middle of the day. So no pregame drinking to loosen
Right.
up.
Right.
Second show ever, and I still fell in love with it after that. But and then I figured out the Halftones. It was just a Craigslist ad, and
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was
that
We are
trial
a
and
band
error,
who
man.
met through Craigslist.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we weren't creepy.
You're not the first,
Yeah.
but I find it interesting every time
Yeah.
I hear that.
Well, and we had a lot of help along the way, and guys that I want to mention specifically, we were talking before, but the Ashmore guys, who you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I love those guys, and
Yeah.
and they're great buddies.
Mike and Rick and
Yeah, and
Oh.
it's just that it's a great friendship, and I've noticed with them, and even with some other bands, and we play more on the Fort Worth side than Dallas, but we'll get down here occasionally. But for the most part, they're very supportive
Yeah.
of each other. And that's
Right.
one of the cool things about this music community, and especially these guys have gone out of their way to say, "Hey, man, we're double booked. We're going to recommend you," and that's how you get
Yeah.
into new places.
oh yeah,
So,
that's it. It's a lot easier doing it that way than making a cold call.
well, I've done those things.
Yeah,
I don't like
absolutely.
that part of the JOB.
We're
Right.
really fortunate that Dave just handles all of the booking.
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Yeah, when we started out,
That is a
lot of
sucky
it was
job.
like. When we started out, a lot of it was like, all right, you guys split up, or everybody go do this and that. Dave was the only one who actually did anything.
Yeah. So he's
and
it.
So slowly, we just sort of stepped back and said, he's doing a good job with it.
Yeah.
You seem to be doing well at that. Do
Yeah,
you?
yeah,
Alex?
yeah.
I don't
So,
think you do.
Yeah. Truth be known, no one else wanted to do it. So let's give the audience a little sample of what you guys do on stage, okay? Start off with a little short clip here. Road.
What's the one that goes over to Cheeks?
Okay, guys,
Barber?
we are back. That was the Halftones, and this is still Barside Jive Live. And we were just talking. I really think it's interesting that Wade has got this nickname, Wadepedia.
Yeah.
So he's
yeah.
he's the. You guys call him that?
He knows everything.
coined it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can name the most obscure artist, and he'll be able to tell you their entire backstory, their catalog, who they collaborated with. And
Well, of course, he knew John Coltrane's like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
we were sitting at, when we first started, we were practicing at my buddy's dad's house. He had this tool shed out in his backyard. It was tiny, but it was a place to practice.
Yeah.
And so we'd go out in our little breaks, and we were just getting to know each other. And Wade would just start talking music history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I felt, I felt so small because I didn't know anything. I
Yeah.
said, maybe I need to go home and start researching.
Yeah.
And he said, he's Wikipedia. Don't worry about it.
Wadepedia. That's pretty good. And that's good. And that's pretty good. And I also find it interesting about Robert that, I know he's the kid in the band. He's 15 now, right?
Yeah.
I know
He
he's
has
the-
learner's permit.
Yeah, I know he's the kid in the band, but he's like a psychology major, right? He's
Yeah, so psychology and mathematics. Actually, I think
Smart stuff is what he does.
analytics,
Wow.
but he's actually getting his PhD. He works at TCU,
yeah.
and he's a year away from becoming a college professor.
Wow.
But you just, and that's one of the things I love. But we all have such different.
Oh yeah,
backgrounds.
very diverse group.
And the only commonality is honestly the music.
The halftones.
When we get together, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like, from the floor to the stage, and it's not like we grew up together.
Yeah.
But it's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was kind of cool. About now, what's his? So his doctorate is in psychology, or
I think it's going to be a double doctorate.
oh my gosh,
Doctor.
wow,
He's gonna have 2 more doctorates than I have. I know that much. That's right. So.
wow.
But it looks like he's going to stick around. We were afraid, we started telling the story. I said, "Oh no, you're going to move, aren't you?" And no, I think he's going to stick around a while. So
Gosh, a doctor, a Wikipedia, and a Craigslist, all in the same.
yeah, man,
It's wild.
and it works.
Yeah.
Hey, let's give them one more little taste of the halftones. How about it?
Sounds good.
Okay, here we go. Got it queued up right here. Little Henry. More, just a little more dose of the halftones right here on Barside Jive Live, and I've got Steve and Dave in the studio, and we wish they all could be here, but there's just not enough room around this table for everybody. So you guys were it. But I do appreciate you coming. Tell me, where do you maintain your schedule for people to come out and catch a show?
Yeah, so we've got the typical places. So we've got Facebook. We've got that pretty well updated. Our website is thehalftonesband.com.
Thehalftonesband.com.
And that's always updated. And yeah, we spend a lot of our time on the Tarrant County side, but we're starting to play over here in Dallas a little more as well.
Okay.
Every once in a while, we're lucky enough we get to do the Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, not the live.
Right.
But that's always great. That's a great stage. And there's a couple new places in Dallas that we're gonna
love
run to. But man, check us out, and we're always up your way all the time. You're still in Grapevine.
Yeah. And then Deep Ellum's got some.
Would love to get back down there.
Yeah.
Because that's a fun spot. We're actually at Will Hoyt's.
Are you?
Yeah, not this weekend, but next on the 1st. That's always a fun spot. So
On Saturday the 1st?
the 1st.
Saturday.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, man, I may just stumble in there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, love to have you out there.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
You having us in, and appreciate what you do for music, man. I enjoy watching the show.
Well,
and,
I appreciate
it's awesome,
it,
man.
but
No-
we
no
love
one
what
else-
we
no
love
one's
it
doing
too. We love what we do too, and without you guys, we couldn't do it because we all love music and we love seeing you guys be successful and it's especially we have a lot of singer songwriters and then we have a lot of cover tributes, but it's I've so many of these bands are just they're gone because they've lost so many members, and that's just going to continue. As long as we are alive, that's going to continue to happen more and more and more. So unless someone out there is really good at playing their music, unless you want to, get the vinyl out, it's gone. So we appreciate, you carrying the flame for so many of those bands. And you need to learn you a little something from the association and maybe from some Buffalo Springfield's cool.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Put it on the list. We love jamming new stuff.
Yeah.
Learn it just for you.
Well, we know
Okay.
we know Wade'll know it.
Oh, of course.
Oh, Wade.
We're
He
off
already
to-
knows
we're
it.
off
Yeah,
to the
Wade's all
races,
over
man.
it. He probably just sensed it. I don't know that psychology
You guys
guy.
talking
He might,
about me?
Yeah, the psychology dude. His ears are probably burning right now too. He's probably sensing we're probably getting some vibes wherever he is. But no, we do appreciate you guys coming on the show and hope to have you back. And
Absolutely.
wish you guys all the best. So you've thrown out your Facebook and your website, and it's the High Tones.
The halftones.
The Halftones. God, High Tones is another one, right? Hey, there's like three. There's like you guys are the half.
me that.
You guys are the Halftones.
Right.
There's the High Tones, and there's also the Two Tones. The Two Tones, and there's another one. There may be four. They're kind of close in names.
Yeah.
But you guys just keep cranking them out, and hopefully the viewers will keep listening. I'm going to play one more of your tunes, but I'm going to save it for the very end.
That's great, man.
But
Definitely.
let me.
you.
Oh no, thank you guys, Dave and Steve. Today, my featured cigar is the AJ Fernandez Diaz de Gloria. This segment is sponsored by Old Grapevine Cigar and Tobacco Shop, located in historic downtown Grapevine, Texas. Back when Cuba was the bustling island nation that you may recall from The Godfather Part 2, when we loved our Godfather movies. Before the revolution and Castro regime, there was a time when Cuba was prosperous and full of life. Believe that, if you will. More than cigars and discotheques, a sense of pride and patriotism that still holds strong in the Cuban culture. The A.J. Fernandez Diaz de Gloria pays homage to this time, the glory days. A cigar made with meticulously fermented tobacco harvested close to a decade ago. Hand-selected from 4 of A.J. Fernandez's oldest farms, this tobacco is the cream of the crop. Complexity and construction set this cigar apart from the competition. So guys, go see Kenny Tom Ardena at Old Grapevine Cigar and Tobacco Shop. Remember, they got that huge selection of pipe tobaccos. And get you an AJ Fernandez today, or just ask them for a recommendation because they'll sure oblige. Your reward, just mention Barside Jive to get 10% off your purchase. All right, guys, I've got final notes. So besides my Tuesday and Thursday shows right here at the Vocal Studios, I don't want you to forget my show in the Dallas Design District on Dragon Street every Wednesday from 7 to 8 p.m. The address is 1523 Dragon Street, and I feature singer-songwriters and visual artists during that show. So come check us out. You can do some shopping while you're there because it's an artist collective. Also, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com, Barside Jive Live, where I archive all of my content. And remember that vocalnow.com is home to the zoo as well as my show, Barside Jive. So download the Vocal Now app from your app store. If you create music or some other form of art and would like to be featured on one of my shows, or maybe you'd like to advertise or sponsor a show, or maybe you just have an idea, maybe a comment, you can email me at dc@barsidejive.com. My show today has also been brought to you by Hip and Hippie. Hip and Hippie is a planet-loving company known for its high-quality, earth-friendly, 100% recyclable candle line, and don't forget those body care products. It's no wonder eco-supporting people love Hip and Hippie, hipandhippie.com. I'd like to thank Jay and Jimmy, our production team, for the hard work they do behind the scenes. Thanks, Jay.
You're welcome.
You awake?
I am awake,
Are
of
you?
course.
Okay, good.
I'm talking with Bree Akers and Mr. Brad Jensen.
Hey, what was your favorite segment tonight?
Their segments.
So, guys, anyway, we're out of here.
Guest
Thanks
segments
again
are
for
good.
hanging out with us this evening. We do appreciate your support of what we are doing here and hope that you'll share us with your friends, your family, your followers. And until next time, be kind to each other, keep it real, and keep on rocking. We will see you soon.
mercy.